Good morning everyone and welcome back to the European Cricket Network. It's our last match of this T20I series between the Netherlands and Italy. A bit of a washout yesterday, but the sun is shining today. It's 1-0 to the Netherlands. I can't wait for this last game and all the action starts right now. A big warm welcome to everyone around the world for the conclusion of this T20I series between the Netherlands and the Italian women. Really looking forward to today because yesterday, as you all know, the heavens opened up and it rained a lot here in Schiedam, the Netherlands. A huge credit has to go to all the groundsmen and the ground staff at the Hermes Sports Club because they have worked tirelessly to get this wicket up for today. So thankfully we can conclude this T20 series. I'm really looking forward to today. The Netherlands have brought in Ster Callis into the lineup. Looking forward to seeing how she goes over here. Babette de Leijden was sensational also the other day. And with Robin Rijk, the all-rounder, the Netherlands will go into this game as heavy favourites. For the Italians, I think Sims bowled really nicely with the right arm off spin the other day. If Dalawata can get the right arm sort of sling going well, you never know, maybe they can cause an upset with Bartram, the skipper, batting beautifully. The Italians, don't count them out just yet. This could be a very good game of T20 cricket. For me, the weather conditions are quite pleasant today. Obviously no rain. It's a pretty cool sort of breeze going across the ground. But I do think if players get in, it could be a high-scoring T20I. For now, let's go to the coin toss. Adrian van Dries, my apologies, is the match referee with the two captains.
This is Tils again, heads. Tils, heads, a bit. You call?
Heads.
Heads called. And the heads.
We are going to have a bat.
Okay. Italy win the toss. We'll have a bet. Back to Corey.
Thank you very much, Adrian van Dries, and we're all set to go as Willie has the ball in hand for this T20I first ball in the final game of the series. That's a good delivery as well as Iris gets it up quite full. Tall right-arm Dutch bowler. Welcome viewers all around the world. Looking forward to this game, and well, the players have made their way to the middle after a very wet yesterday. Unfortunately, we lost two T20Is, but we're back on the park today and very thankful indeed. Full delivery chopped down there by Rathanaika. Rathanaika at the non-striker's end. Look out for her. Italy winning the toss, as you just saw on your screen, and electing to have a bat first. Can they get themselves up to a total which could potentially be defendable? It's pushed into the offside for another dot ball. So deep third and deep cover point of the two boundary riders. A big warm welcome to all the viewers out there. And hopefully we're on for a good T20I. Someone's pushed into the offside, and that should open proceedings. It's a quick single, but good running between the wickets. So the first run for the Azzurri today, who took a confident approach at the toss, winning the toss and electing to bat first. I think a lot of teams might have bowled with the overhead conditions and the pitch being under covers for 2 days almost. But still, it's a positive approach. They want to get the runs on the board, see what they can do. That one is edged away into the offside, but will just be a dot ball. So last ball this first over. Last ball, the very first over, as that one's clipped away nicely, but it's going to find 45. And they will get through for a single. So both openers off the mark, which is always a nice feeling. The end of the very first over, it is 2 for none. Here we do want to say a big thank you to everyone at the Hermes Sports Club out here in Schiedam. Especially the ground staff have worked quite tirelessly in the previous say 36 hours to make sure that we get some cricket today. It's been a very wet sort of May in the Netherlands, and let's hope June offers a bit more sun. Nevertheless, we've got some good cricket today. It is unfortunately already the last match of this series. A couple of big ins though. Looking forward to seeing Sturkallis probably open the batting a little bit later. Get an opportunity. And for the Italians, really enjoyed watching Bartram with the bat. She's listed to come in at number 4. Land here, first ball today as that's respectfully played. Nani Akara looked $1 million the other day for 12 off 7, 3 fours in that quick little cameo. We'd love to go on today and maybe score a 50, international 50. Definitely got the capabilities for it. Seen it a lot in the T10 arena. Big opportunity here in the T20s. Full delivery down the leg side. Will be signalled a wide. So steady start to this T20I. Hoping for a very good competitive match. I think the Italians will take some positives out of their first game in this series, where at one stage they lost 6 wickets in the first 9 overs, but were able to bat out their completed 20 overs, showing that they've got some depth there. That one swings quite a long way from land here. And yeah, it is pleasant conditions, cool, breezy conditions. The wind is going from right to left on your screen. That one definitely swinging quite a bit. So if Landier can start that maybe on 5th, 6th stump, maybe try and get one through the gate. That one doesn't come back enough, so that'll be another wide to the total. Couple extras already. Just showing not so easy to control the swinging ball. That's better. Really well bowled from Landier. The other day looked really impressive during her spell. Couple of wickets. An electric fielder as well. Look out for her to do a lot of boundary riding a little bit later in this innings. Probably one of the quickest players in this Dutch setup over the field. That's high in the air. Shouts a catch, but it's going to land in a pocket of space. So just beat the 1 run. A little bit of luck there. Bananyakara. Just ballooning off the bat, not too much power, and very lucky indeed that it lobbed over cover. Easily could have been the end of her stay. So that one is left alone. So well bowled here from Landier, just sneaking it inside the tram line. Good strong action, one of the quicker bowlers in this lineup. Yeah, had figures of 2 for 13, the opening bowler, just a few days ago. Would love to repeat the dose. Just fighting a little bit of the elements at the moment. Some balls are swinging, some are not. I think the collective bowling unit from the Netherlands in game 1 of this series was very impressive. 2 for 13 for Landier. Caroline de Lange loved her leg spin. 2 for 8. 1 for 4 for Overdyke. Zwilling didn't take a wicket, but maybe today she can get a couple. Oh, got her. That's a sensationally delivery, sorry. Landier sneaks this one through the gate. It's pitching on off stump, decking back in. Brilliant bowling. And the first wicket will go down. And the final T20I. We're struggling this over with a bit of the line and length. Some balls were swinging, some weren't. Guess this one absolutely perfect. Pitching on about 4th stump and decking back in quite a long way. Can't do too much about that. And the Netherlands start well in this one. It is 7 for 1. So still some good positive energy in that dugout. The Italians knowing this won't be an easy game for them. Versing a very well-drilled outfit. I think that delivery would have got a lot of good players out around the world. That really did come back a long way. And again, another delivery coming back quite some distance. So that is 2 overs complete. Good start for the Dutch, despite a couple of wides. They have picked up a big wicket early, and the score is 7 for 1. Yeah, very exciting time on the European Cricket Network. No, we're live also in England at the moment. Our first ECS over there. We've been covering a lot of cricket. We're in Romania recently. Covered the Tri-Series in Voorburg between the Netherlands, Ireland and Scotland, the men's. So an exciting time on the network. Plenty of cricket action during this summer. It's a big year for a lot of these European teams. Zwilling over number 2. Pushed into the offside. Over number 2 for Zwilling, who's been pretty consistent with line and length in the short series we've seen so far. Such a shame we lost our 2 T20Is yesterday. I think it would have been some enthralling cricket and a valuable time missed for both teams, really, but you can't control the weather gods. Pulled away, straight to the fielder. Brilliant fielding there at backward square leg. Was timed pretty nicely by Nanyakara, who played that shot a couple of times in the first T20I. Finds the fielder. That's Seegers just hovering at backward square leg. Brilliant stop on the half volley. Lovely shot from Nanyakara. Well, they've got the 2 sweepers on the offside. Anything through the leg side is going to be runs. Can they try and get back for 3? I'll think about it, but settle for 2. Wasn't the worst ball from Zwilling. Picked up through the leg side, through mid-wicket. Good batting. So no changes to the field. Still very aggressive offside field here for the Dutch. Full of delivery. That's going to come off the pad. These will be leg byes. This will test the outfield a little bit. As I mentioned, plenty of rain. A little bit of hesitation. They'll only get the 1. Good bit of fielding there. How's Caroline DeLange doing the mopping up at 45? Yeah, the outfield a little bit slower than match 1 of this series a couple of days ago. Everyone tried their best yesterday to get some cricket on. I think most people arrived to the ground at, I think it would have been about 8:45, 9 a.m. and we were here till about 3 p.m. trying our best, but unfortunately wasn't able to materialise a T20. Another ball just straying down the leg side. They did bring a fielder across into mid-wicket before that ball, so 4 in the leg side in the ring. Zwilling, sort of a frontline bowler in the last couple of years for the Dutch. Very good with the new ball. That's a better delivery and a lovely shot. Nice timing through the gap. That could go for the first boundary this morning. And it will. Good batting. A full delivery, clipped gorgeously through backward square leg. 4 runs to the total. Nice start from the Azuri. Showing good signs of intent in this over. Full straight. Look at that bottom hand come through. Brilliant batting. That does conclude the 3rd over. The score is 14 for 1. So, not a bad over from Zwilling. Just erring in her line a little bit. Got a bit straight to the last couple of deliveries. Interesting enough, it looks like Overdyke's going to come in and bowl the 4th over. They did this the other day, the Netherlands. Landhier only bowled 1 at top, and then Overdyke bowled the 4th. So, definitely something Neil McRae, the coach, might be trying to utilise. A bit of surprise tactics, and that's a good start. Beating the bat outside off stump. Yeah, you don't often see a bowler bowl 1 over and then taken out. It wasn't the worst over from Landhier, but it did happen the other day. So it's definitely a tactic the Netherlands are using, maybe to keep the opposition guessing in the power play. 1 over spells from certain players. That's in the air. Nice shot, is it? It is, just enough. Good batting. They'll think about 2. Lynch was tracking back, but just 1 run. Sounded pretty good off the bat. I think if it was a faster outfield, definitely would have skidded on potentially for a 4, but just lobbing over Eva Lynch. 1 run. Overdyke bowled well the other day also. Part of that Dutch collective who all finished with very good figures. Overdijk's 1 for 4. Only the 2 overs. Probably would fancy a longer spell today if the opportunity arises. That one just straying outside the tram line. Signalled wide from our official. And Netherlands used 8 bowlers the other day. It'll be interesting to see bowling first in this one, if they spread the bowling workload around or if they just use their main 5 or 6 quicks and spinners today. That's going to be another wide, so just got to be a little bit careful of that. Also, the extras column creeping up a little bit in this game already. That's our 6th extra, only inside the power play. That might be wide also, so Overdijk just erring in line here outside that tram line. Obviously on the supercomputer, Netherlands heavy favourites in this. We've seen some pretty big upsets on the network in the previous 5 or so years, so you just never know. That's better. Well bowled from Overdijk. Good comeback. Mahamalage, 4 off 5. Played a lovely shot previous over. Be great if this Italian top order can get in and give their sort of low order a bit of a platform for later. That one's just inside the tram line also. There's plenty of batting still to come in this Italian lineup. Bartram, I thought, was exceptional the other day. Look out for Sims, who missed out with the bat but bowled well also. Prabhath, the head coach there, has been doing good work with this team for quite some time. Look out for Pedrick with the bat also. That one is going to be wide down the leg side. So the Netherlands, a little bit rusty this morning. It's been compared to the other day, didn't feel like they bowled any balls at all, both sides of the wicket. They were very disciplined. Great to see that some of the Dutch fans and locals have come out here for the match also. That one is hit through backward point. Third is in place and deep cover point still as the 2 boundaries. So that'll just be a single. And another over complete out here as 4 overs down. And the Azuri showing good signs at the moment. This is our upcoming event, and as I mentioned just before, it has been an extremely busy period on the ECN network, and it's only going to get busier. The Portuguese night series going on. We're at England ECS, and we're here currently in the Netherlands. But just around the corner, Cyprus, and in Cyprus we have the ECS, which is the club teams. We have ECI women, so we have T10 internationals with the women, ECIs with the men's, T20 internationals with the women, and much more. Willing will bowl a third. Yeah, so an extremely busy period in Cyprus. I know the Blue Crews probably flown out there already for the setup, and also T20I. So you get, basically in Cyprus, you get a bit of everything. In Czechia, Romania, and Hungary. I think I'm due back in Hungary, so looking forward to getting out to a beautiful country for more cricketing action. Zwilling just sneaking that one inside the tram line. Hasn't picked up a wicket this series so far, Zwilling, but I think been very effective with the ball. Getting that nice shape. Beats the bat often. Hasn't had that sort of bit of luck you need as a cricketer as well to pick up a couple of wickets. Once again, pushed into the offside. 4 fielders on the leg side, sort of mid-on, mid-wicket. Backwards square leg 45. Would like to see maybe one of those come across and go into a catcher for Zwilling. I think that with that lovely bit of shape, there's every chance a ball could get ballooned into the offside or maybe into the slip region. Just about there. Well bowled again. Very consistent line and length, making it difficult for Italian batsmen to get away. Not too sure what's happened to Nanyakara there. Yeah, I hope that everything's okay. Nanyakara just set off for a quick single. Oh, it's a little bit of a roll of the ankle. Oh no, I hope Nanyakara's okay. It looked just out the corner of my eye. I wasn't too sure exactly what happened, but definitely a roll of the ankle. So we're going to have a pause in play here. There's Stur Callis on your screen, and oh, what a shame this is. A few concerns. It didn't seem like anything too big, but yeah, just I think obviously there's been a lot of water around in the Netherlands and probably a bit of softness underfoot. Just rolled the ankle, turning around to get back in the crease. So good to see Stur Callis offering a bit of assistance. Very experienced cricketer. And I hope Nanyakara's okay, because you don't want any injuries in this final T20I. Looks like she will be ready and okay to continue. Probably a little bit ginger, you'd imagine, for the next couple of singles or runs, but a key player in this lineup. So a brief pause just to make sure everyone is okay. 2 balls remaining in the 5th. It's good batting, actually. Moves across the crease to try and get a ball in the eye line, but still finds backward point. Once again, a very solid opening spell from Zwilling, who seems to be able to deliver for the Dutch with bat or ball in the previous couple of seasons. Bit fuller this time. Beats the bat once again. Top over. That from Zwilling. Very consistent indeed. Not giving anything away. And that is actually a maiden. So first maiden of today. And 5 overs down. 20 for 1. So it looks like we're going to see spin for the very first time today. And used inside the power play. Eva Lynch, I imagine, would be coming on to bowl, coming into the lineup today. Missed out in match 1. Last year, Lynch was pretty effective bowling with the new ball, and bowled actually with the new ball over number 2, and would sometimes bowl 3 overs in the power play. So I guess now with Land here taking some of the new ball with Overdyke, Lynch will be used a little bit more throughout the middle also. That one's pulled nicely to deep backward square. So deep backward square and deep mid wicket are the 2 boundary riders. Good arm through to the keeper, Delata, who player of the match in match 1 of this series. Batted beautifully for her highest international T20 score. Actually, highest score in any format for the Netherlands. But Lynch is a big in. Lynch is a very effective right arm off spinner. What I like about Lynch is comes very close to the stump to stump bowler. Gives a little bit of flight, a little bit of turn, but that stump to stump sort of line and jumps very close to the non-strikers' wickets means if there is a shot across the line or a play and miss, big chances of LBWs and bolds. Also, if you pair Lynch up with Caroline de Lange, 2 very effective spinners. Cut nicely, good bit of fielding out there, and there'll be another dot ball. That was Overdyke at point, diving to her right. Keeps it to another dot, so plenty of pressure just been building here now on the Azuri. Oh, inside edge, and well, a quick single from Nanyakara. No issues with that ankle, obviously, which is good to see. Another one to the total. Easily could have been chopped on back on the leg stump or off stump, but just slipping by the leg stump. Last ball, the power play. Can Nanyakara get one out in the middle and get a boundary? Oh, bit of turn, bit of purchase. Good work from Delata. That really did go. Great work from Delata also. Just slipping down the leg side. Oh, that foot did go up for a brief moment. Not out from the umpire. A play and miss to finish. Well, nice start from Lynch. Very effective bowling indeed. And a good power play overall for the Netherlands. The score at the end of 6 is 23 for 1. I think we might see the spinners in tandem now. We'll have to wait and have a look. Both these 2 on 6. So the power play complete, and yeah, it will be spin and spin. And well, Caroline DeLange the other day started her spell with the wicket maiden and followed it up with another wicket maiden. I'd love to repeat the dose. Had 4 overs, 2 for 8. The Italians found it very difficult to play the leg spin. Gives a good bit of flight, but really does turn the ball probably the most in this Dutch lineup. You can see there, that's brilliant bowling to start. Probably the hardest and most difficult art in cricket is to be a genuine leg spinner. And an old school leg spinner as well. A lot of leg spinners these days are over the top and just skidding it on, but DeLange really does give it a rev. As you can see there, pitching full but still getting that ball to turn quite a lot. Another full delivery. This time a little bit of bat on it. Malage has been there for a while now. Just needs to stay confident. Played one nice shot off the legs early for a 4 through backward square. Just needs to be a bit brave here. Trust her game. I know if this was T10, they'd play shots like that. Brilliant batting. Cut through point that time. Good signs, and they'll get back for a quick fire too. So that's better. Only a little bit of width on that ball and cut it nicely through backward point. I think Overdyke tried to get around to it, but just was done by the spin. You can see there, not reading it off the bat, so 2 more to the total. Oh, what a ball that is. Well, I know a lot of good players around that wouldn't be able to get bat on that. It's pitched on off stump and zipped past the batter. Powers were dislodged by Gelada. And again, another good delivery. What an over from DeLange, who just walks up and lands it on a dime for 6 balls. Got to be a very talented cricketer to be able to do that. 7 overs complete. Score is 25 for 1. Look at the scorecard from the other day. The Azzurri, the Italians were 40 for 6 after 9. So that's why it's such a shame we lost those games yesterday. You already see that the batters are finding it ways to play on this turf wicket a little bit better. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Timed beautifully, but that's land here. Hovering at deep backward square and just be a single. Nanyakara is definitely the player in this lineup that can hit the long ball. Just needs a bit of support here and a couple of singles here and there to get back on strike. Not going to be easy against this Dutch spin twin duo. Nice shot, good batting. That's probably one where we'd love to see them set off for the single straight away. Put the pressure on the fielder. But better signs. That's a full toss. Cut beautifully. Well, driven beautifully, I should say. But that finds Overdyke at point. It's also the other thing when you're playing such good teams. The Netherlands, 15th in the world. Just been to World Global Qualifiers. They don't make too many mistakes in the field. And if you hit it near a fielder, usually they'll turn it into a dot ball. Down the leg side for a wide. Bit of an appeal from Gelada for the stumps. We don't have the use of technology for the run-outs or stumps, unfortunately, in this series. But umpire says no. Let's get on with it. Oh, must be a little bit of bat on that. So that's gone the other way. Well bowled. I don't think they'll get back for 2. Watch the umpire closely here. No signal from the umpire, so a little feather edge. Was that one that Gelada maybe could have got across to? We'll never know. 1 more run to the total. Flighted delivery, chipped back, and that'll be gone. Oh, shame for the Italians. A big wicket. Lynch will be happy. He's bowled really well in this spell so far. A flighted delivery, as she does very often. Full straight, makes the batter play 9 times out of 10. And this time could only sort of scoop it back to the bowler. It's one of those ones where Nanyakara was probably shaping up to sweep. And then the ball was too full, didn't stay committed to the shot and has to go. So that's a shame. So out for 7, 28 for 2, and a big wicket for the Netherlands there. Just caught in two minds and sent back to the dressing room. Does give an opportunity. It's a new player, Sims, who has come out at number 4. Was fantastic with the ball in the first match. 3 very important wickets, stood out from the rest of the team. Missed out with the bat, only the 1 run in the first match. Would love to go on and make a big score here. Last ball, the 8th. Well bowled from Lynch. He's looked really good fitting into this lineup magnificently. The Netherlands on top in this one. 8 overs gone. 28 for 2. And I imagine that the Netherlands might want to keep the spinners rolling around here. Let's have a look at one of our marquee events. This is the men's ECC at the end of the year. We've got the Challenger Division and the Premier Division. A massive event. Really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be hotly contested. Really excited about the Challenge Division. New concept for some of the teams more in the development phase. And also we do have the ECCW, the women's event, with 2 divisions coming in December as Delang comes back. And that's probably the first loose delivery from Delang in this series. Full toss gets flicked away for a single. So yeah, that'll be coming on your screens. The men's ECC is in September, October, and the women's ECC, its second year, will be in December. I think that is our last event of the year before everyone will move on to a well-deserved break, you'd imagine. Well, lovely batting from Sims. No 45 in place. We'll get that away for a single. Brave batting against a leg spinner, but I guess with no 45 in place, it's a safe shot. Any bit of bat, it's always going to be a couple of runs. Just the 1 this time. Oh, it's a drag down, and, well, where was the second bounce this time? No signal from the umpire. Obviously, if it does bounce twice, it'll be signal no ball, but if the second bounce, I imagine it's gone past the popping crease. Oh. Tough one, swept away through backward square. I think on another day that easily could have been called no ball, but obviously the umpire feeling that that had just bounced past the popping crease. Line ball call. Bit of luck, you think, for the Dutch this time. Little change to the field. They've now taken one of the backward points out, put it at 45 just for that ramp shot from Sims. Wouldn't surprise me now if Sims has the reverse sort of sweep in the locker. Here we go. And misses it. We'll get a couple of bonus runs. I like the intent with the bat, though. Went for that reverse sweep because of the change of the field. So good cricket education from Sims. Just missed out on it. And it didn't turn, actually, so it turned into a bite. Unlucky for Delanga. Has spun a lot of deliveries. That's probably the only one that didn't. Down the leg side. Completely fooled to later. Last ball of the 9th. Defended to the leg side. So an impressive over again. Bit of cat and mouse between the batter and the bowler. 9 overs complete. Italy 32 for 2. Netherlands will be pretty happy to continue with Lynch here also. Playing high quality spin is never easy for many players around the world. I really do like this pairing of Lynch and Delang. I think bowling partnerships are so important in every format. 3rd over for Lynch now. Flighted delivery, edged away. Can they get back for 2? Overdyke is quick and will cut it to 1. That's one thing you'll always see about Lynch. Doesn't bowl it too short. It's always pretty up there. Full type of spinner. Tries to spin it through the gate. As I say, that probably the first one dragged down a little bit. Gets pulled out to land here. He's definitely one of the better fielders in this Dutch lineup. Always does the boundary patrolling. Keeps it to 1. Netherlands staying aggressive here. Actually got 6 fielders inside the ring and only 3 sweepers, so trying to squeeze the Italians. Well bowled. I like what Sims has offered so far, though. Only on the 2, but shown a couple of different shots. Looking to be proactive. That's what you got to do as a number 4 in the T20 arena. And try cash in on balls like that. Just the single. It's good positioning from Babette Delata, who is the standing captain. Heather Seegers has a bit of a wrist injury, so missing out on this series. Hopefully we'll get to see her again soon. I know the Netherlands women's team are playing Hong Kong next month. Another nice shot. It's good batting from these two. That's a lovely shot. Will it go for 4? It will. Great shot. It was full. Hit away. And a boundary to the Italians. 39 now on the board. Actually tested the outfield quite a bit, but it raced away. Brilliant effort out there by Land here. Just couldn't get around to it. 4 runs to the total. That will conclude a pretty quick over. 10 overs complete, 39 for 2 now. You're already seeing signs of the Italian team growing in stature with the bat in hand. I do think if we had got the 2 games on yesterday as well, would have just helped their development so much. I hope we can organise more series like this in the future. Delang will continue over number 3 for her. Love to pick up a wicket. Very flighted delivery. Just clipped away for 1. I think that's a delivery where Sims maybe could have been a bit more aggressive. Saw the big full toss decided just to hit the single. Maybe thought get Mohamed Lagay back on strike, who hit a lovely boundary in the previous over. Pushed away and again. Over Dyke, running in hard, but that ball's always going to have a bit of spin on it. Almost got completely fooled there. Keeps it to a dot though. Oh, top edge in the air. Can delay to get there, just can't. A little bit of luck that time for the Azzurri. Ballooning edge, landing in no man's land. Just 1 more to the total. Good little partnership developing from these two as well. I think when Nanyakara got out, a few people thought, oh no, hopefully they don't lose a couple in quick succession, but putting on a good partnership. So that's a lovely drive and good running. Hit it and go, especially with mid-off on the circle. Why not? That's Lynch on your screen, hovering at mid-off. Swilling's doing the fielding at mid-on in the ring also. Good spell from Delang. The Italians haven't let her pick up a wicket today, though. And they sneak through for another tight one. Direct hit, maybe. There'll be a question for the umpire to make, but another one. And good signs from the Azzurri. Just building into this. I think Sims out there definitely helps the running between the wickets. It's 11 overs complete here at the Hermes Cricket Club. Scores 43 for 2. Pretty pleasant weather conditions today compared to yesterday. Looks like we'll see a bowling change after a pretty good spell from Lynch, who was very effective indeed. Good to see her back in the lineup today. 3 overs, 1 for 13 in Lynch's spell. Controlled the tempo of this middle stages. It's going to be Seegers now with the ball. Probably lost her line a little bit in match 1 of this series. Gets another opportunity here to impress the coaches. Good luck to her today. Dragged down a little bit and pulled away nicely. Be 1 to the total. So Netherlands opting to continue with spin to take the pace off. Sims is on strike here. Now, just looking at the field, there's no 45 in place, and Sims has shown a liking to that sort of ramp paddle sweep when there's no 45. So wouldn't be surprised if Sims goes for it first ball here. Yep. And gets it. Nice batting, clever batting. Obviously understands the fielding angles and comes back for a tight 2, but we'll get there. Yeah, liking this from Sims. Obviously, good cricket IQ. Watching the fielding zones, knowing when to play the ramp and not to play the ramp. Netherlands aren't going to adjust and put a 45 in, so if they don't do it, I would be surprised if Sims plays another ramp shot. Why not? And they do adjust. So this is why I enjoy the T20 format, that sort of cat and mouse game between batter and bowler. So mid-wicket will go to 45. And now there's a huge gap in that leg side. Come back from Seegers, gives that one a little bit more air. Bit more drag down that time. Sims misses out. Bit disappointed. Had a bit of width to offer. Tried to cut it through backward point. Drive it, square drive it through backward point. Just couldn't get any bat on it. Well bowled. That's a better delivery. And there's that gap in mid-wicket. Now, can they come for 2? On another date, maybe so. But that's the gap that was created from that ramp shot earlier in the over. Good batting. Already a very much improved batting display from the Azuri compared to match 1. Shows how quickly they're learning on their feet. Last ball of the 12th now. Down the leg side, clipped away. Lanty is very quick indeed, so they won't be able to get back for 2. Just the single. Not a bad over from Seegers. 12 overs complete. Scores 48 for 2. Going at 4 and over now. The Azuri just building into this nicely. This is what I was talking about with the women's ECC at the end of the year, 9th to the 20th of December. We now have 2 divisions for that. Very exciting. These 2 teams are in the Premier Division, Netherlands and Italy, and they will be joined by England 11, Irish 11 and Scotland 11. What a baptism of a fire that is for the Azuri, who will go up against 4 massive countries. Congratulations to them. Obviously the Challenge Division, those countries are more in the development phase, but super exciting. ECCW coming on the 9th of December to the 20th of December, brought to you by the ECN, as Delanger will bowl out. I like this. Good captaincy from Delater. I know there's often times where you can make a lot of changes, but Delanger's had some pretty good control. He's landed it in the right spots 90% of the time, so why not bowl out? Nice shot. Hit out to Rabin Reich, who first time I've mentioned her today. Sort of hovering out there at deep mid-wicket. Ball hasn't gone to her too much. Not used with the ball so far, Reich as well. And a very handy all-rounder for the Netherlands, so maybe gets an opportunity at the death. Look out for her batting maybe at number 4 today. Clips nicely through backward square. Sims is really built into this innings nicely. If they can just find the odd boundary or 2 now, as the 50 comes up off 12.3, you can see why the Italians have got themselves into that Premier Division. A team that is coming through in the men's and the women's cricket massively. Top edge this time, shouts a catch, and gone. Delanger will pick up a wicket, a well-deserved wicket as well, and a very safe catch from Karana, who made her international debut just 2 days ago. Now takes a very good catch at mid-wicket. They would have had a bit of spin on it. And the score moves to 50 for 3. Delang is finally rewarded for a very good spell. Went to sweep it, maybe half committed to the stroke, and the partnership is broken. Very good catch from Karana. And a pretty good effort there from Malage. 21 off 42. She can turn some of those dot balls in the future into more singles. You can see the coach is happy. Good to see that. Good positive energy in the dugout. Definitely a player to look out for the future. Does bring a player to the crease. That was the standout player for the Azuri with the bat in game 1. Bartram, the skipper. Gets a good opportunity here. Played a bit of a lone hand in the very first game of the series. 39 off 40. 2 4s and a 6 in this innings. So I think that wicket might be a blessing in disguise, as Bartram will get a good bit of time at the crease. Also adds a left-hander and right-hander to the wicket. Makes it a bit more difficult for the Netherlands. You can see intent straight away, driven to cover up. And that's one thing to look out for from these two. They will run very well between the wickets together. Bartram off the mark. Nice finish from De Lange. Spelt complete 4 overs. Felt 4 very good overs as well. Got the reward of the wicket. At the back end, 1 for 12 for De Lange. 13 overs complete, 51 for 3. So far, 6 bowlers used from the Netherlands. They used 8 the other day. I'm not too sure they'll use 8 this time, bowling first, but you never know. This will be a little bit of a test for Seegers. He's going to come and bowl over number 2. Some of the Dutch supporters, good to see them out here supporting the Netherlands women's team. They've got a busy schedule from all reports. I think Hong Kong women's are flying out here in the next month or so. That's a lovely shot from Bartram. You could argue in this T20 format, should be batting at 3 in this Italian lineup. I think the more deliveries that Bartram gets to face, the more likely the Italians can win games of cricket. And you can see already with the lefty-righty partnership, it does give Babette de Leede a little more to think about with the fielding zones, who's going where and what needs to happen. And well, something's happened straight away. They've put that 45 back to mid-wicket. So I'll tell you right now, I reckon Sims might go for that ramp shot again or a little scoop. There it is. Well, brilliant batting. And that's why a lefty-righty partnership is very effective. Can they get back for 2? They'll settle for 1. So I think De Leede just a little bit distracted with the lefty-righty. Forgot to get the 45 back in, and Sims capitalises. Really enjoyed this innings from Sims. Obviously understands the game of cricket very well. Full toss, swept behind square. Lovely shot, and it's going to go for 4. Despairing dive out there. Lovely little clip from Bartram. I tell you what, if these two can bat through, the Italians will get up to a decent score here. Bartram's come out looking $1 million. There's a low full toss, no 45 in place, and that player is the only only woman, I should say, at backward square. Despairing dive, couldn't rein it in, 4 to the total. Watching Bartram look over her right shoulder. Once again, no 45, just a backward square. Another ramp wouldn't be the worst option here. Can't ramp that because it's full. Drives it to De Lange at mid-off. Yuzuri definitely looking like a team learning on their feet, looking very good. Powerful shot over mid-wicket in the ring. Big pocket of space. They should easily get back for 2. Just the tempo of this T20 match shifting a bit here. Bartram is a seriously good player to come out at number 5. Couple of adjustments to the field. One more will run over from the offside to that 45 position now. Bit dragged down, hit away, spliced away through the offside, and land here will do the mopping up. So another positive over for the Italians. 14 overs complete now. The score is 60 for 3. 6 overs to go in this one. If these two can find a way to go, let's say 8 and over. I think they're both good enough to go 8 and over. Why not? Another 48 to the total. Get 108 on the board. Get out there with the ball. Take 2 early wickets. Maybe cause a few nerves. You just never know. Looks like spin will finally stop after plenty of spin in the middle. Overdyke will come back. Over number 2. So Bartram might enjoy having a bit more pace on the ball to work with also. Important moments in this game for both sides. This is the partnership the Netherlands desperately want to break, and the Italians desperately want these two there at the end of the innings. Full delivery, well played. Straight to mid-off. What I do like from the Netherlands, they've kept mid-off and mid-on in the ring basically the whole time. It's aggressive captaincy from Delator, but completely understand it. Oh, and produces a big shot and it's gone. What a good catch from Delator. That one angled down the leg side. It cramped Bartram for room. It was a big moment in the game, as I mentioned, and a little inside edge means Overdyke picks up the big scalp, and the Italian skipper will have to go. Huge moment in this T20I. Angled in, inside edge, wanted to loft it over the top, but a very good catch from Delator. Made it look easy, really. No inside edge catch is easy. And they knew straight away there must have been a big noise out there. Bartram will have to go. Such a shame. Looked really good in that small little innings. That'll potentially change the context of this game. 9 off 8, 1-4 in there. Such a shame. Really looked good. But look out for Bartram with the ball a little bit later in this second innings. Pedrick, new player to the crease. And yeah, one thing here for Pedrick, definitely has to make sure run a ball is the tempo that she might be able to go at. Making sure that they get Sims on strike as much as possible and try and get this score into the 90s. So a left alone delivery and a defensive delivery. I'd love to see Pedrick really stick to being brave from here on in. No, it's not easy. It's easier to say from the commentary cube, but try and be brave and good things can usually happen. There we go. I like that. Throw the hands with a bit of width. Gets off the mark. 1 run. Credit to Overdyke as well, who was brought back in. Not easy to bowl just 1 over spells. I only bowled the 1 over earlier. Was brought back in to get the big wicket and did exactly that. Outside the off stump, beautifully driven. Lanty has been magnificent out there at deep cover and deep backward square. Hasn't fumbled a ball. 1 to the total. Big wicket for the Netherlands in that over. 15 overs complete. 62 for 4. Extras in that innings. Bit of batting to come, but you do feel Sims and Pedrick are the key here, especially Sims to get through to the back end. And Lantier is going to get the ball back after some good fielding during the innings. Gets an opportunity here for another spell. Well bowled and well driven out to the offside where Lynch will do the mopping up. So 1 more to the total. Sims really looks like she's gotten herself in this innings. Get some support back here. Maybe get to that 100. You never know. Lantier, second over for her. Fielded brilliantly. He's already picked up the 1 wicket also. A corker of a delivery in the second over of this match. Full toss. Lovely drive. Can they get 2 here? No, not this time. Seegers with the mopping up. That's one thing about the Dutch so far. They haven't fumbled anything in that outer ring. Very clean indeed. It's not the quickest of outfields, but they haven't given away any extra runs so far. Flicked around the corner nicely. They do have a fine leg back though. It's good captaincy from Delator to have the fine leg back, especially with Sims, who's shown a happy knack to be able to play a ramp shot or two. Again, pushed into the offside. They'll get through for a very quick single. So a runner ball at the moment. That's okay. If they can go a runner ball and maybe find a boundary. Get a little bit of luck, of course, as well. Definitely help them go above 6 and over for the closing stages. Another full delivery, driven beautifully from Sims, but finds Callis there at cover. I know a lot of people tuning in today will be excited to watch her back in the Dutch shirt. Obviously, she arrived yesterday, was here for the 2 games yesterday also, unavailable for match 1 in this series. So we'll only get a small dose of seeing what Callis can do today before probably flying back to the UK. Shot of the innings. Unfortunately, it's going to find deep cover. Timed that beautifully. Probably sums up the innings a little bit. A lot of lovely shots, but just finding the fielders, not easy to find gaps. 16 overs complete, 67 for 4. Down to the last 4 overs in this first innings. 24 more on the board would get them into 91. If they could just find 2 boundaries, I think they can still get to that 100. Not too sure they'll go back to Seegers. They might end with Overdyke, Lynch and Lantier. Or maybe they'll bring in another new bowler. It'll be interesting to see what Delator opts for. Already a change. Looks like Zwilling is going to come back and close her spell. Hasn't picked up a wicket, unfortunately, for herself in the series, but has bowled extremely well. None for 16 in the first game. No extras. In this game also, no wickets so far. But also no extras. So has bowled very consistently without much reward. So that's clipped into the leg side. Bit of a fumble out there. Probably should have got 2, but they'll settle for 1. Yeah, so no extras at all in the series from Zwilling. Shows that she's got the radar working. Hasn't picked up the wicket just yet. One thing I'd love to see Ira Zwilling add to her game, being such a tall, fast bowler, is the bouncer. Probably something that not many bowlers can do with good pace, but she is easily one of the quicker bowlers for Netherlands. Something that, if she could add a good short ball to the repertoire, I think it would shock a couple of opposition and opposing batters. There you go, that was a bit shorter. Maybe not short enough as that's pulled around the corner for a single. So Pedrick's come out, doing a good little job. Sims has really timed the last probably 3 or 4 balls with some lovely cover drives to the sweeper. Just needs a little bit of luck if they can get one through backward point or maybe mid-off for 4. It's a slow ball, well bowled, and maybe there's the wicket. Well, Zwilling, well, just saying, adding some different things to the repertoire. Clever bowling, goes with the slower ball, completely bamboozles Sims, who can only get a feather edge. And another wicket goes down. And the Dutch opening bowler finally gets some reward. Hasn't bowled an extra in the series so far, but picks up her first wicket. It's a rolling off cutter. It's very clever bowling. And it's a perfect length, just showing the skills that she possesses. And Sims will have to go, who looked good, but unfortunately will miss out on the last few overs of this first innings. The score now 69 for 5. 15 off 22. Unfortunate not to get a boundary in that innings. Timed the ball quite nicely, just couldn't find the gap. And Zwilling gets some reward for a very good series with the ball. So 2 balls left for the tall Dutch bowler, who might be opening the batting a little bit later as well. Dual threat. Past the outside edge. Brilliant over this, and good captaincy, I think, from Delader to realise the situation and go back to Zwilling now. Obviously with Sims there, picking up the wicket, getting some lower order players out there before the end of this inning. Some captains might have held Zwilling back to the 19th or the 20th, but not Delader, who's been very good in the stand-in role. So that one is driven back to Zwilling, and that will conclude her spell, her series. Unfortunately, I only get to see her twice with the ball, but I'm sure we'll get to see her with the bat a little bit later. Plenty times more on the network in the future. 17 overs complete. The score is 69 for 5. A couple of decisions here from Delader. Who's going to close out? Be interesting to see who she goes with. She's got a couple of options. Seegers has only bowled the 2. Lynch has bowled 3. Overdyke's got 2. Lantier's got 2. I've been tempted to continue with Overdyke, but it looks like Delader has gone for Seegers. Seegers has been the most expensive of the bowlers today, going at 7 and over, but it's good captaincy. Sometimes you want to back your bowler, you have a hunch, and got to stick with Seegers here. Just dragged down and hit away to Lantier, who won't fumble anything, just a single. There's a funny little quirk and stat for you this game. Every bowler has a wicket besides Seegers. So if Seegers is to pick up a wicket in this over, you'd have all 6 bowlers with 1 wicket apiece today, and that is genuine sharing around the workload. As a couple of adjustments for the left-hander now. Well bowled, really well bowled from Seegers, just slanting that one across. Doesn't get sort of the side spin, side to side spin, right to left like DeLunger. More of a skiddy leg spinner over the top bowler. That's a perfect line and length. Bit of an appeal, but pitching well outside, a missing leg stump. Better consistency from Seegers. Obviously with that up and over action, sometimes can drag it down a little bit, but better length the last 2 deliveries. Oh, and picks up a wicket. Well, it wasn't sort of the length I think Seegers was hoping for, but got it to skid through. And sharing is caring. Every single bowler today has 1 wicket. No one has a twofer. 6 wickets gone, 6 different bowlers. And reward for Seegers, who was given the 3rd over from the captain, Delader. Thought it might have been Overdyke or Landier, but Delader had a hunch and got that one to skid through. It goes into the stumps, and the 6th wicket is gone. 70 for 6. Unfortunately, has to go for a duck. Just this back end of the innings, the Italians have lost wickets at not the greatest of times, and Bartram and Sims going just when it was time to sort of explode and get that scoring rate up. Hasn't worked out their way. So every bowler with 1 wicket. I don't think I've seen that. If we end the innings with 1 apiece, I'll be very amazed who's going to be the bowler to put their hand up. Pick up twofer as Kaur has made her way to the crease. Bit of time at the middle always helps. Another fielder comes in the ring. Oh, well bowled. Good from Seegers. So 7 players in the ring Almost a power play, effectively. The Netherlands really putting the foot on the throat here. Last ball, the 18th. That's a really good length. The top over from Seegers. Much more consistent. Got reward as well. 18 overs, I apologise. Completed now. 70 for 6. So 2 overs to go. Overdyke looks like she's at the top of her mark. Yeah, that batting card had signs, didn't it? Especially that middle order ticking along, but all got out at just the wrong time. So Overdyke over number 3. High in the air. Well, will that be a wicket? No. Lands in a huge pocket of space and they'll just get a single. So I guess Overdyke has the first chance to be the multiple wicket taker in this innings. And the final over could easily be Land here, Lynch. Maybe Seegers has earned an extra run. We'll see what Delata decides. Oh, big appeal, and Overdyke will become the first multiple wicket taker in today's fixture. Goes into the 2 column, 2 for 9. Little edge, and Delata isn't going to drop that. Easy decision for the umpire. The players knew straight away there was some wood on that. Have a closer look. Full delivery, little bit of movement underneath sort of edge, and an easy dismissal for the umpire as the Italians lose another. Overdyke has her second. Unfortunately, another duck. I do like that from Prabhath, the coach. They're a team in their development phase. He's always quick to give a high five in the dugout and keep the spirits high. And I think that's really important as the Italian women's side keep developing. You saw they're in the Premier Division for the ECC, and there's a reason why, because they are a very good side. So that's cut away, and that's Zwilling, who's found herself at point. Usually does the mopping up at mid-off and mid-on, but good fielding from the tall Dutch quick. Overdyke. Love to pick up another cheeky 3-wicket haul here on the cards. Well bowled. Yeah, a little 3-wicket haul here. And if they go on to win, could potentially put her hand up for player of the match. We'll have to wait and see. Got to get the runs first, though, and I'm sure the Italians won't be giving up just yet, no matter what they have on the board. Full ball defended. That's probably one area I think that as the Italian team develops, that's a full toss, and coach will probably say in the dugout, when you get that full toss, try and drive it. Stay brave. Very difficult to get out driving a low full toss. Last ball of the over. A little bit of a false start as a bit of cloud cover comes over. No rain today so far, which is very pleasant indeed for everyone around. Well bowled from Overdyke, who will end her day with the ball in hand at least, with brilliant figures of 2 for 9, the first multiple wicket taker for today. Means we do have 1 over left to score, 71 for 7. As you can see on your scorecard there, bowling scorecard, and the HCL Tech T20Is, that every bowler has enjoyed some success. That's always a nice feeling. Don't often see that, actually, every single bowler picking up at least 1. Very rare indeed. And it looks like Land here has won the battle for who gets the last. Maybe had a word to Delata, said, I want it. I feel like I could pick up another one. So 6 balls remaining. It's a wild play and miss, but I like that from Pedrick. If you get a bit of width, this is the time to really throw your hands. Once again, very good line of length from there. They've been on song, the Dutch bowlers. Not too many issues out there. There was a stage in the middle overs where a couple of runs started to flow, but they've been pretty consistent. Landier's looked really good as well. It's a bit of an appeal this time and gone. Lantier gets a second, joins the multiple wicket takers of Overdyke for the day. And the Netherlands can't do no wrong. I think Lantier deserves that wicket, has fielded magnificently. He's one of the quicker bowlers in this Dutch setup, deserves to bowl the last. Delata has made some very good calls as skipper today. And the score now 71 for 8. The Dutch and the Orange are well on top here. Wide of the crease, angling in. That ball probably more than likely not going over. So then the question is it going on to hit that leg stump? More than likely would say it's at least hitting some of it. Score now 71 for 8. As Pedrick has to go. Gets a little bit of advice there from Prabath, and then I'm sure there'll be a high five at the end of it as per usual. Can the Netherlands go bang bang and wrap this innings up? Well bowled, really well bowled from Landier. Yeah, the figures today, everyone chipping in. Zwilling 1 for 10, no extras again. 2 for 10 at the moment for Landier. Overdyke 2 for 9. Lynch 1 for 13. DeLanger 1 for 12. And Seegers 1 for 15. It's been a group effort. Everyone taking a wicket. A couple players with a 2 now. Landier would love to take 3. Shot. Really nice shot. Through mid-wicket. Good fielding again. There's Rabin Reich. This bowling unit hasn't used Rabin Reich, who is a very good bowler as well. Look out for her with the bat maybe a little bit later today. Be interesting to see if they go with Zwilling to open with Callis. Looking forward to watching Callis play live again. So we get through to the last ball, the first 20 overs. Can the Azuri find a boundary? Won't be able to. Well bowled from Lantier, and what a good finish those last few overs were for the Netherlands. The score will end up on 72. One thing for the Italians, haven't been bowled out in this series, and that is definitely something they can go home with some pride. As the players make their way off for a bit of a break and a bit of hydration, you'd imagine. 72 for 8. The Dutch, very impressive indeed. Let's have a closer look at some of the highlights of the very first innings. There was some good intent early, but the fielding from the Netherlands today I think was 10 out of 10. Only maybe one delivery I think was fumbled at point, but overall did everything right. That was a corker of a delivery from Lantier early. Got the one to deck back in, clipping the top of leg stump. Not too many players can handle a delivery like that. Sims was inventive. I enjoyed Sims' sort of style of batting. A lot of ramps and reverse sweeps. Hit the ball hard through covers in the back end of her innings. Fortunately, just wasn't able to find the boundary today. Lynch was back with that very tidy right arm off spin. Landed on a dime. That was one of few boundaries in the innings. A lovely shot through sort of forward square leg with wicket region. As the Azuri tried their best to get going, but wicket sort of fell in clumps. Karana with a nice safe catch in her second ever T20I. That was a lovely shot from Bartram, who came out, clipped that one away as Lynch couldn't rein it in. Overdyke was brought back to do a job and picked up the big wicket of Bartram, sort of just keeping it tight to her body and little inside edge. This was one of the balls of the innings for me. Zwilling, a big slower ball out of nowhere. I don't think many people expected that. Seegers came on, picked up a wicket. At this stage, every single bowler had 1 wicket apiece, and it was getting shared around. Got us to the back end. Landier picked up an LBW right at the end, and Overdyke picked up her second, meaning those two were the multiple wicket takers. And overall, Netherlands are ahead in this game, but the Azuri definitely showing glimpses of their progression in the format as they make 72, but as I mentioned before, haven't been bowled out in this series, and against a very good side, that is something that you can tip your hat off to, I think. So we have a closer look at the scorecard. Yeah, it's a shame that middle order all sort of fell around each other. Sims, Bartram, Malagate. It wasn't the series for Nana Yakara, who's definitely a good player. Keep watching her progression next few years. Overall 72 for 8. Still some building blocks that they might be able to work on in the next few years. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of the Italian women's on our screens. The bowling was completely shared. You won't see scorecards like that too often. Every single bowler picking up one, but it was Landhier and Overdyke who put their hand up and picked up multiple wickets. 2 for 9 for Overdyke, 2 for 11 for Landhier. And that wrapped up the innings, 72 for 8. How quickly can the Netherlands chase it down? Or will the Azzurri come out here and take a couple of wickets and make a game of this? We'll find out shortly in around 15 to 20 minutes. Join us back for the all-exciting run chase. Thank you. everybody, and welcome back to the ECN. We're here for the second half of this T20I between the Netherlands versus the Italians. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of this game pans out. We're at the halfway stage so far, and the Netherlands put out a very good bowling display, sharing the wickets around and keeping the Azzurri to a score they'll feel that they should chase down. 72 for 8 was the score in the end. It's a couple of dark clouds roll over this beautiful ground out here in Schiedam. But thankfully, there is no weather around. These are the two lineups that were selected for today's game. And there's a big in there. It says Stur Callis at the bottom of the left for the Netherlands women. Expect her to come out and open the batting. Looking forward to seeing how she goes about her business. And she'll be opening with Zwilling, who obviously is a very talented cricketer. So we're almost set to go. The players are making their way out to the middle. 73 required. The Italians definitely be hoping if they can pick up a couple of early wickets. You never know. Cricket is a funny format. Not a format. Cricket is a funny sport, I should say. And I've seen some pretty amazing upsets in my time. Maybe today could be a big one. There's Zwilling on your screen. Bowled very well earlier. Opens the batting and opens the bowling for this team. Stur Callis is a massive in. Obviously a player of very high pedigree. I'm sure the Italians will enjoy bowling to her. It's almost set to go. There's Bartram on your screen. It's more than likely going to bowl over number one, just setting the field and getting all the angles correct. It's not easy to open the bowling and be a captain and also bat in that crucial number 5 position, so it does a bit of everything. Having a closer look at the boundary riders. Looks like it's going to be third as one of the boundary riders, and must be another player on the outer end. Can't see it at the moment. Might be deep mid-on. Might be the second boundary rider. Can the Azzurri pick up some early wickets? Big welcome back to all the viewers. Hope you had a cup of tea and a good little break. We're all set to go. Bartram coming over the wicket this time, which I'm happy about as well. I was bowling around the wicket yesterday. Goes here over the wicket. First ball in the run chase. Here we go. Well bowled as well. Sort of inside edge there from Zwilling. Be a dot ball to start. So plenty of noise out there early. Obviously, the Italians would love to pick up a couple of wickets with them here. Well bowled. Good area from Bartram, and that's just being over the wicket offers a lot more chances to pick up wickets. But yeah, Callis, looking forward to seeing Callis back on the Dutch shores. Obviously plays her cricket out there for Birmingham Phoenix in the past, the Northern Superchargers, involved in the 100 and many other sort of franchise leagues. Played in Australia also. Well bowled, but well played as well. It's a half volley in the end, and well, if you get a full ball in your arc, you've got to back your eye. What a shot from Zwilling, who pumps that one over mid-wicket for 4. Slightly over-pitched, and just a lovely flowing bat strike, bat plane coming through. Goes away for 4 and opens the account. 69 required now. You'd imagine the Netherlands would more than likely go on to win this game, but I think it's more about the moments for the Italians. If they can pick up a couple of wickets with them on the way, they'll take some confidence into their next series. It's a foolish delivery that's driven out to cover for a dot ball. Yeah, the Netherlands also do have a bit more cricket around the corner. I'm not too sure if it will be covered by the ECN on this occasion, but I do know they're playing the Hong Kong women on the 17th of June, all the way with a couple of practice matches before that, and playing 4 T20Is beginning on the 17th of June, so more cricket for them. So one's angled down the leg side, bit of an appeal, but definitely not out. Top ball. Yeah, so good to see that the Dutch women are keeping very busy. They'll be playing again in a couple of weeks' time. Obviously, it's been a very busy period for the KNCB, the men's and the women's team, also I'm sure all the junior teams as well, right in the middle of summer coming up. Last ball the first. Put the old commentator's curse that time. Bartram just getting that one outside the tram line. Bartram's a very good cricketer. See how much she offers this team with bat, with ball. Just a little bit too much shape that time. Sort of towed off the end of the bat for a dot ball. So not a bad start from Bartram. Only the one boundary and a wide in the over. Score at the end of one is 5 for none. Temperature has definitely dropped a little bit around here, but no signs that it will rain. Just a little bit of dark clouds overhead, but thankfully we've been able to get this game on. As I mentioned in the first inning, big credit to the ground staff and the curators out here at Hermes Cricket Club who've, well, firstly hosted us very well, but had to go through a bit of a baptism of fire yesterday with the amount of rain around. Maha Malage will bowl over number 2 and Stuart Callis will be on strike. Obviously, Callis, more than 1,000 runs in T20Is in this format for the Netherlands, 6 international 50s and a century, a high score of 126. As I mentioned, plays plenty of franchises around the world. Gets an opportunity here. Oh, it almost goes very first ball. Just goes to show, no matter where you're playing or who you're playing, you've got to be switched on. Otherwise, it could be the end of you. Easily could have been a little feather through. Okay, but just needs to be careful about encroaching there as well. Not taking the ball in front of the stumps. That's a nice shot. Cut extremely hard. Brilliant bit of fielding at point. That'll be a dot ball. Well timed from Callis, but just the dot. So a couple of dots to start her account. Really, really good fielding there. Pasindi at point. That was timed, so saves a couple. Another delivery that's cut really nicely, but there is a sweeper out there at deep cover point. So Callis will open her account off the mark on 1. Guess that's one thing for the Italian team as well. They'd love to pick up a big scalp. I'm sure all the bowlers would enjoy getting Zwilling or Callis out. They are forming a very good opening pair, these two. Shorter delivery, cut hard. Bartram's at very short cover, good fielding. Keeps that one to a dot. Fuller delivery, hit away. Lovely shot from Zwilling. That might kick on for the second boundary of the innings. And it does. Very good batting from Zwilling. Just shows if you get a ball over pitched, a little bit too straight. She's got very long levers and able to get the ball aerial. So her second 4 of the innings, as it just went on to trickle into the rope. 4 runs. Driven nicely straight to mid-off. So not the worst start from the Azuri either. Both overs going for 5 so far. And the score at the end of 2 is 10 for none. Been informed also that congratulations to Caroline DeLanger. It's her 50th international cap for her country today. So congratulations to her. I'm sure her family and friends are watching, and I thought bowled exceptionally well earlier. All the Dutch bowlers applied themselves very well and shared the wickets around, which was good to see, as it looks like going to be changing the bowling now. The Italians obviously want to give as much match practice, you'd imagine, to all the bowling group as well, after losing those 2 games yesterday with the weather. Cannon Kege will bowl over number 3. Looks like third and deep mid-wicket of the 2 boundary riders. There's Bartram, always the lively skipper, offering some advice. There's a bit of a fielding change. Third's going to be brought around to fine leg. Definitely has cooled down a little bit out here at Skeedarm. Hopefully those dark clouds stay away. 5 overs would constitute a game. So here we go. Over number 3. It's well bowled and well played. Callis showing some respect to the bowling there. Pretty full straight and angling in. Just the 1 to the total. Shorter ball hit in the air, though. This should be out. Zwilling will go. Well, a wicket. Kanakagege, she picks up the wicket. And Zwilling, well, it was a bit short, back of a length. Maybe got a bit big on her. Wasn't expecting a ball that would be so short. Only skies it, and a nice safe catch. Nathaniaka with the gloves made good ground. And a wicket will go in this one. I think Zwilling will look back. That's a delivery. 9 times out of 10 she would have put away, but not today. And a big wicket for the Italians, as that will bring Delata to the crease, and we know how good Delata batted the other day. Marvellous innings. Disappointment for Zwilling, who bowled well in this series. Didn't make a big score, only the 2 boundaries. I'm sure we'll see her on our network again very soon. Bit of frustration, I'm sure, after that dismissal. Delata, though, will come out number 3, batted beautifully, as I mentioned, in the first T20I of the series. 82 or 42 was actually her highest individual score for the country in any format of cricket. And also the 4th highest T20I score for the Netherlands of 82. The quickest 50 also in T20I cricket. So she broke a few records. Would love to repeat some of that form today. So he's pushed in to the offside for a dot ball, but it is a new day. And always when you start new, you have to get yourself in a little bit. It's not easy just to carry it over. Good application from the Italians so far since they've been out there. Short, wide, and well, that was a feature of Delata's batting the other day. Cut nearly everything for 4 or 2s or 3s. And starts this innings with a boundary. Genuine 360 player. Short, wide, just has to catch up with it and does exactly that. 4 runs to the total. Netherlands just finding that boundary ball 1 and over at the moment. Really enjoyed watching Delata's innings versus spin also. Really clever how she manipulated the field. Good comeback delivery. Really good cricket, just dropping that into the leg side for a single. These 2 run extremely well between the wickets together also. Good over this. Put the ball in the right areas more often than not. Rewarded with the wicket. Shorter ball, pulled away, and Callis probably pick up a couple here. Outfield's not too rapid today with the amount of rain we've had around in the previous few days, but 2 more to the total as 3 overs are complete. Netherlands have got themselves to 18 for 1. Good to have so many different people in the chat today also. Hello Wayne, who has joined in, and a few others that have enjoyed this T20I. I know we're live in the UK as well at the moment. Portugal night series tonight. There's a look at the scorecard. Obviously, Reich still to come in. Lynch land here. Plenty of batting, Overdyke as well. But that top 4, especially with Reich still to come, it's a very, very good top 4 the Netherlands have at their possession. As we begin over number 4 to later, facing a little bit of spin. The right arm sort of off spin. And there's that sort of manipulation of the field straight away. Goes with a little paddle sweep. And when you're confident you can do things like this first ball to certain bowlers, Callis will run back for 3. That's one thing Callis adds to this lineup as well. Very good runner between the wickets, and they poach a 3rd. Delata is continuing off. She batted from the other day. Look at that, beautiful batting. She understands that there was a backward square leg, but not a 45. So 3 more to the total. Big shot over the offside. It's probably going to plug. It does. Stops completely, but they'll get back for 2. Callis deciding now just to enjoy herself out there and see if she can find a couple of boundaries. Does have a fantastic T20I record, averaging plus 35, 36 in fact, and striking around 100 exactly. Another good delivery, but an even better shot. This will test that outfield. It's got a bit more pace, this one. Will also pull up. Delata might come back for 3 on the arm. Won't be able to. It's actually a very good arm. Gets the ball in pretty quickly, and they'll get 2 more. Lovely shot from Callis. Little press forward. Sees that the length's slightly short, not that short, and then presses back to play that cut shot through the gap. Hit back. Oh, it's a hot chance. That one stings. It's not a warm day today. Oh, could have had the big wicket of Callis. It was a full delivery. Hit pretty firmly. Stuck out the left juke, but unfortunately can't hold on. Might actually have to come off here. Hope there isn't a serious injury. Does seem like it has caused quite a bit of pain. Yeah, so we might actually have someone else come and conclude the over. Yeah, it was a hot chance. No one likes to see anyone get injured. Good effort, sticking up the left juke, but yeah, it just doesn't stick, and maybe a bit of magic spray might need to be applied here. So I think we'll have a little bit of a delay while they tend to that injury. So 25 for 1. Maybe we can have a look at the ECC groups or something. And just while we have a bit of a delay. Does look like she is okay. Hopefully can continue and finish the spell here. So 2 balls remaining. Good to see. Should be able to continue. As the physio just came on, made sure just there wasn't any serious breaks or anything like that. So last 2 balls of the over. Callis on strike on 8. Times it lovely through the offside. Good bit of fielding again. The Azuri throwing their bodies on the line at the moment, which is good to see. 1 more run to the total. We've stopped some very good shots from Callis so far through the offside, that's for sure. Delata does look like the player just in red hot form at the moment in this series. Hasn't put a foot wrong with the captaincy, the keeping, or the batting. Again, gets inventive, just clever cricket. That ball wasn't there to do it, but made something out of nothing. They'll have to settle for 1. Good fielding. But just showing that Delata is very confident at the moment. That is the 4th over down in this run chase. Azuri are fighting hard, keeping the Netherlands pretty honest out there. It scores 27 for 1. Yeah, Delata so far in the series yet to be dismissed also. Here's some of our upcoming events as we are finishing a bit of May Madness. I know Vinny Sandhu was enjoying calling it that. This is actually our last day in May for the Netherlands. I know we had the Tri-Series, we had the Finals Day, KCB Finals Day. Here's been a Bit of a 2-week bonanza of cricket here in the Netherlands. We've got through some pretty tricky weather as well, and thankfully got a fair bit of cricket on. But there is much more around the corner, and after July 28th, when the Hungary series finishes, there's going to be another 3 months of cricket. We are basically 350 days a year now. I think the Italians should be proud of themselves at the moment. They're keeping the Dutch pretty honest. They haven't let them race away. Only going around 6.5 and over. Oh, thickish inside edge to later. One of the very few times, bit of a false stroke. Hasn't looked in any trouble in her time at the crease in the series, besides maybe that delivery. Just erring in line that time, wide to the total. Can the Italians pick up these two? Get these two in the shed before the score's on 40. You never know. Well bowled. It's been a very good spell so far. Picked up the wicket as Willing. Just keeping the batters honest at the moment. Oh, a bit of an appeal. Was it coming in, straightening down the line, probably sliding down the leg stump. Just finding it a bit difficult to line up. The bowler at the moment was full, trying to clip it away. One did look like it was slipping down the leg side though. Down the crease, hits that pretty well. There is a deep mid wicket though. They will do the mopping up and they'll have to settle for a single. I think you take your little wins in matches like this against big teams, and they're keeping the Netherlands a run of ball. Just shows that this Italian bowling lineup's got the ability to do it against a very good top three. Oh, unfortunately, that will relieve a bit of pressure. I don't think Callis wanted to take the one originally because she'll miss out on the free hit here. It was a big no ball. Probably disappointed a little bit not to hit that away for a boundary as well. Maybe in a bit of shock. Self-preservation, if anything. So, no ball +1. Delator has a chance now with the free hit to cash in. Just a bit of a false start. So, still a free hit. Doesn't really cash in. Actually hits off the back of Callis's bat. So good ball. Once again, the Italians just proving how plucky they are. Keeping it tough for Netherlands batters. Last ball of the 5th over now. Clipped away nicely. 45 will do the mopping up and it'll just be a single. So both batters into the teens. There's 5 overs down in this run chase, I should say. 32 for 1. A little bit of a delay. I think I've got that as over. We'll make sure the umpires have it as over. They do. I think they were trying to bowl that miracle 7th ball. But there was a no ball. He's definitely over 32 for 1. Be interesting to see if they go to Sims now, the Italian. Sims was the standout bowler in the first T20I. It's very good indeed. Took 3 for 27. Picked up some very big wickets with the right arm off spin. It'd be a perfect time to introduce her. And it looks like Bartram, right on cue, knows exactly what she's doing. It will be Sims to come into the attack now. Can Sims get these two very good players out? Turn this game on its head a little bit. Only 41 required at the moment. Still 1 over left in the power play, and never easy to become on as a spinner, and especially with only 2 boundary riders. But came in the other day when the score was on 67 for none. Picked up Landsman, picked up Swilling, and picked up Reich in her spell. So he isn't too afraid to bowl to the big players. Thought batted really well earlier today as well, Sims, with the ramps and the sort of cricket IQ. So here we go, Delata on strike. Good contest this. Full delivery, lovely shot. Brilliant batting from Delata, who comes down the wicket and actually turns it into a low full toss. The 2 boundary riders are at deep mid-wicket and deep backward square leg. So once she turned it into that full toss, just had to catch up with it and time it into the gap. Does exactly that, and it scooted away off the outfield. 4 runs. I think Delata still yet to be dismissed in the series. Made 97 runs so far. Full delivery, hit hard down the ground. Brilliant batting from Delata, who is seeing him like a watermelon in ridiculous form. Another boundary, not a bad bowling at all from Sims. Landed that one on a good length, but came down the ground and pumped that away for 4. Good batting. That does bring up Delata's 100 for the series. 101 runs yet to be dismissed. And I know it's been a difficult series with the weather. As that is lovely play. Deflected now. 360 player. 2 more to the total. If there is a player of the series, even though it's only a 2-match series, I think Delata at the moment. Add in the catches, the stumpings, and just the pure amount of runs, more than likely would receive that award. Remember last year commentating on Delata against Scotland and Ireland. That went through a bit of a lean trot. And that happens. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. As you can see, another amazing shot. Just 4 different shots this over, showing how good a form she's in. A good bit of fielding as well to keep it to a 3. Good work. Yeah, Delata started this over, came down the crease, square drive for 4, and came down the crease again, pumped it straight, then a daft little sort of touch for a late cut for 2, and then this one's a genuine cut for 3. So, brilliant batting and brilliant fielding from the Italians there. Hit hard from Callis over the top, and well, Callis might be saying, I hit that harder, but it plugged on this outfield. Why hasn't that gone for 4? Just 2 more. Quite amazing, isn't it? Delata played 2 strikes that sort of skipped off the outfield and went for 4. Callis hit that probably just as hard and just hit it maybe a bit more of a wet patch and only goes for 2. So the Dutch now flying. Good to see Bartram having a big smile on her face with Sims understanding the task at hand. Full delivery, and Callis crunches that. Will that plug? Does a bit, but just enough. We'll go for 19 off the over. Brilliant batting from the 2 Dutch players. Sort of break the back of the Azuri a bit in that over. Full delivery, timed lovely over the top. And a good partnership blossoming here for the Netherlands. The score at the end of the over is 52 for 1. 6 overs complete. Does mean the Italians can spread the field a little bit now. Delata's come out, batted beautifully, only troubled maybe for 1 or 2 deliveries. Callis just doing what Callis does best. I think both players will be hungry to get a nod out here. Bit of an average booster. Why not? Already a partnership of 40 and 3.4 overs. Swilling went when the score was on 11. The field will spread out here and expect these 2 to run very quick between the wickets together. So just a small delay as Bartram gets all the fielding angles correct. Obviously they have spread the field now. 3 players in the ring on the offside and mid-wicket, and 45 in the ring on the leg side. Good delivery. Pretty full, and throw comes in. Carter's into the stumps. That's Bartram at mid-wicket, showing the standard she wants from her teammates. Good arm. Clipped nicely through backward square leg, this time from Delano, who's continuing that red-hot form of just timing nearly everything. Just one run to the total. I think the Italians, if they can pick up one of these two big players, would love to head on that plane tonight, keep their head high. I think they've been very good indeed and shown how quickly they're developing as a cricketing nation. Bit of an appeal and gone. There it is. There's the moment. Well, a big appeal. Callis came skipping down the wicket, and the Azzurri will get to take another highlight on that plane home tonight. Well done to them. And it's the big wicket of Callis who has to go for 16. Kanankege picks up her second. Callis skipped down the wicket. It's been given out. She's a long way down. The question marks will be, was that ball going to go on and hit the stumps with a long way to travel? It doesn't matter. Callis will have to go. And Kanankege has been marvellous in this one. 2 wickets now. Callis dismissed for 16 off 13. And another highlight for the Azzurri. So we're talking about those personal highlights that you can take home with you and be very proud of, versus a top team in the world. And Kanankege has figures of 2 for 14. One to watch for the future. As it looks like it's going to be Rabeen Wright coming out. Number 4 wasn't utilised with the ball, unfortunately, in this match or series. Not really required either. The bowling's been extremely good, but very good batter at number 4 to come out in this situation. Another player that's extremely good between the wickets also. We'll open her account with a single, you'd imagine. Maybe think about 2, but just the 1. Yeah, it'd be so interesting to watch this Italian team's progression over the next few years. They're already come on leaps and bounds. Imagine in 3 or 4 years' time when a lot of this young squad are a bit older and played a lot more fixtures, how far they've come. Kanankege has bowled an extremely good spell. Removed Zwilling, removed Callis, and they've done everything in her power to keep them in the game. Driven nicely from Delata, but Delata obviously showing a fair bit of respect. Also understanding Kanankege is the key bowler here. 7 overs complete. Another wicket goes. 53 for 2. Having a look at those bowling figures so far. Obviously, Sims got taken to a little bit in that previous over, but would like to see her continue on. Looks like they're going to make a change. It's always difficult to be a spinner in a power play, but they have made that change. Some important few overs for Rabeen Wright. Hasn't had too much time at the crease this series. Obviously, with the washouts also. I know that Netherlands, as I mentioned before, will play Hong Kong in less than a month's time. But would enjoy a little cheeky 10 to 12 not out here. Holds that number 4 position in this Dutch side. Was probably one of the better batters in the previous summer on Dutch soil against the likes of Thailand, Ireland and Scotland. So it's that full delivery outside off stumps being signalled to wide, and well, Delata is pretty aware there's been a fumble from the keeper and they'll get through for an extra run. So good match awareness from Delata, who in the series is on 107 not out. 82 not out in match 1 and 25 not out currently in match 4. cuts again nicely, but got to find the fielder this time. There's one thing that hasn't happened too much in Delayder's innings. Always seems to be able to find a gap, but this time finds short third. Down the ground, drive beautifully. Oh, it's dropped. Oh, would have been a big wicket. Delayder drove that beautifully, but drove it aerially, and it was a chance. Timed it. It was hit very hard, but it'll have to go down as a chance. A bit of luck for the Dutch there. Down the ground again, and just drops that one into a huge space on the leg side. Rabeen Rijk's very quick, and she'll go. As one feature of her game, out of all the Netherlands players, there's some very good ones. She's probably the quickest, I'd say, in between the wickets, and she gets an extra run for her teammate there and for her team. Just a little bit of a delay as a couple of spectators walk right past the sight screen without sort of realising what's going on. Big full toss, and Delayder comes down the ground and pumps it away. Every time Delayder does hit it, seems like it races a bit quicker across this outfield. It's been her series, 4 more to the total, and she moves into the 30s. I think anyone watching at home, young aspiring cricketers, boy or girl, you'd want to have the feet of Delayder when you play spin. Best players in the world can use their feet and play shots like that. 12 to go then in the series. Another full toss. It's well turned into a full toss, I should say. Delayder just continuing on. Remarkable batting, 35 not out now. Probably feeling like if she had the other games yesterday as well, could have just continued on. Seems to be timing the ball so sweetly. 117 runs for the series. Still yet to be dismissed. 8 runs to go now. Makes it so difficult for the bowlers when you can sweep and play shots like that, and late cuts, clips into the leg side. Those 2 boundaries also should be owed to Rabeen Rijk for such good running to get her back on strike. Now the sweep shot. Doesn't get it out the middle, or might have been just a little bit of bat on this, or was it off the leg? Watch the umpire. I think he's saying there's a bit of bat on that. So it'll be a single to the total, a single to Delayder, who moves on to 36. 8 overs complete, 66 for 2. 7 overs to go. This is one of our marquee events at the end of the year. Plenty of nations there trying to win the trophy out at Cardimer Oval, 23rd of September to 19th of October. Looking forward to that. Some interesting groups, obviously. Netherlands there, Netherlands men, that is. They're in Group D with Jersey, Italy. So Netherlands men versus Italian men, Sweden and Norway. Very exciting time. Looking forward to one of our marquee events at the end of the year. We have a lot of marquee events these days. So, Kege has bowled tirelessly here. 2 wickets. She can pick up a third of Delayder. That'd be a very good 3 players to get out. You can see Delayder also showing a fair bit of respect to the bowler, understanding that she's bowled extremely well. Doesn't want to lose her wicket either. Down the ground, clipped nicely. I think about 2, but the angle has been cut off, so just a single. Six runs left to go on this one. Rabeen Rijk's on strike. It's only faced the 1 ball, already been out there for a little bit of time. Gets another opportunity here. So it's clipped to the leg side just for 1 more run. Still such good learnings for the Italians coming out here. They'll take a lot of confidence going forward with their next fixtures in the summer. We'll see them at the HCL as well in the T10 arena. But also the Netherlands will take some good confidence from this versus Hong Kong in a month as Delata clips that again to the leg side for one. So Kege, for example, will take so much confidence bowling to some of the better players in the cricketing world. To have 2 for 18, he's done an extremely good job. Last ball of her spell. And well played, well respected. I think the players understood the assignment there that Kege was in extremely good bowling form. 2 for 18, round of applause for her. The score at the end of 9 is 69 for 2. That's just 4 runs remaining. Swilling and Callis both getting in and getting out. Not their day with the bat. The Netherlands will be looking to wrap this one up, more than likely in this over. They'll go on to win the series 2-0, and their focus will definitely go on to Hong Kong. They play in 4 T20Is at the Kampong Cricket Club in a couple of weeks' time, actually. So still very busy summer for the Dutch women's team. So it's clipped nicely into leg side. Rabeen Reich's very quick. Here we go. Does she go? Decides not to this time. I reckon it was on, though, if she wanted it. Maybe wants a couple of balls to face here. Just one more to later. One more to her total, 39 not out. Nice little sweep shot there, and Delata calls through for the single. So one more to the total, wrapping this series up. The Netherlands will go on to win the series 2-0. 2 runs required. Delata, 39 not. Can she end it with a boundary? Probably player of the series. I think she'd like to finish it off with a little bit of style. The field comes in. Will she go for that sweep shot, or will she use her feet and hit this one over the top? Well, it's a bit of a different one, probably the loosest ball of the innings. They've bowled well besides that one as she lofts it over the offside. That'll be the 2 runs required. Delata will move on to 41 not out. It was a no ball as well, but that doesn't really matter. She'll score 123 runs for the series without being dismissed. There's your player of the series, if you ask me. And overall, it will be the Netherlands that win this series 2-0. Fantastic mini-series. A real shame that we missed out on the 2 matches on day 2. But the weather gods didn't work for us. But overall, plenty of good development for the Italian side, who get a bit of taste of turf cricket and what it is like to verse a very good team in the world. And overall, congratulations to the Dutch, who played some very good cricket. I think the all-round bowling display from all the bowlers was exceptional, and they fielded well throughout this 4-match series that turned into a 2-match series. Well done to all the players involved, as we have a very quick look at the highlights. At the start, it was Iris Swilling who came out and threw the long handle, a couple of fuller deliveries. Obviously, hitting it very nicely over the leg side. And definitely a player to watch out for if she gets going. But today wasn't to be her day. Nice safe catch there from the keeper. She was dismissed for 11. And, well, the runs were piling on after that. Delata came to the crease and batted beautifully. Played some lovely shots through the offside and the leg side. She continued on her red-hot form in the series. Some good efforts from the Azuri also out in the field. They didn't give up, and that's one thing you can always see about this side. Always keeping their head up. This was the 2nd wicket to go down. Callis skipping down the wicket and being given adjudicated LBW. An interesting one if it would have gone on to hit the leg stump. In the end, she had to go. It didn't matter anyway. Rabeen Wright came out and joined Delata, who continued on for a marvellous 40 on 31, keeping the captaincy. Nothing distracted her from her job in this series. She made 122 runs for the series, not to be dismissed. And overall, a very good series comes to an end. As we have a very quick look at the scorecards and wrap this one up. It was 40 off 31 for Delata, 16 off 13 for Callis, and only 6 extras as the Italians take some positives from this series. 73 for 2 was never going to be enough, and a very good win in the end for the Netherlands. It's HCL Tech T20I series. So 73 for 2. The scorecard. Let's have a very quick look at the bowling figures, and there's one player I really want to mention here. I think a sensational innings, bowling innings from Kege. 2 for 18, hold her head up high. 2 big scalps as well. She'll be very proud and very happy for everything she achieved there, and all those bowlers applied themselves as best they could. Wasn't Sims' date, but got to remember Sims took 3 wickets in match 1 of this series and was the standout bowler. So plenty to work on. Bartram, the skipper, only the 1 over, giving most of her troops a bit of a go. So that wraps it up for this T20I series. Netherlands going on to a 2-0 win. Plenty of learnings for the Italians and plenty of learnings for the Dutch women as well, and the new coaching staff. Overall, it's been a fantastic series. Netherlands winning match 4 by 8 wickets. I want to say a big thank you from the ECN. I know we've been in Netherlands for the 2 weeks. We covered the tri-series between Ireland, Scotland and the Netherlands. We also had KNCB Finals Day, which was a little bit of a washout as Vorberg won that, BCC Vorberg. And then we've obviously had this T20 series. So big thank you to everyone, the Blue crew who have been out in the Netherlands. I know we've had a lot of different crew members come through, Spring Media, and everyone in management in the offices. Thanks to everyone for getting these series up, and the KNCB for hosting us. I'm sure we'll be back live for more cricket in the Netherlands in the future, but I'm sure you will also enjoy ECS Portugal tonight and ECS England that's going on at the moment. For me, it's goodbye, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.